This is Triggered.
And you will be.
We are never going to come on here and pretend that we're something that we're not. So, the reality today, my friends, is I have a summer cold.
She
and
does.
It's kicking my ass. And I'm doing the best I can. And Ashley has a headache. So some days we come on here and we are just sun rays of joy.
Listen,
And
I
today,
was joyful about 2 minutes ago when I was singing, and Chantal gave me the mom voice, and she was like, absolutely not.
listen up. Do you know how many times a week you call me in the morning and I answer and say, "Good morning, beautiful," and you immediately say, "Yeah, you're going to need to tone that right down. That's way too much." So don't even start with me.
I haven't even had my coffee, and she'd be like, well, hello. I'm like, no, immediately
Yeah.
no. Call me
It's
back when
just,
we were on the same level.
and we're on the same page. It's just that I get up so much earlier than you.
Yep.
And so by the time you're calling me at like 6:30, I've been up for a couple hours and
Yeah,
I'm raring to go.
no. So
No.
before we're going to keep this one like straight to the point. But before we do, I'm fucking mad. And I'm going to tell
Oh
you why
no.
I'm fucking mad.
Let's
Because
go.
yet a fucking again, I'm on my phone. I'm trying to look up some witchy shit. And up pops a notification that there is a highly dangerous sex offender in Montreal who is now missing.
Oh, perfect.
And he is supposed to be supervised, which is lulls to me because I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
That
Now
is
he's out.
always lulls to me.
Yeah.
Always lulls to me. Like, what? If
Uh,
that is supposed to make me feel better that you're supervising him, it doesn't.
Supervise him in prison. How about that? So
All
now
right,
there's
so
this big fucking thing saying like, oh, I'm looking at his photo. They're like, be on the lookout. Why am I doing your fucking job now? Why are
you tell
we
him,
as a
girl.
society having to fucking look around and make sure that these fucking assholes aren't
Yeah,
going to attack our kids or our friends or our moms? They were like, whatever the fuck
yeah,
the case may be. But you knew he was dangerous. He was a
yep.
high risk offender and now he's
hmm
gone. You're like, oh, sorry about that, guys. He's now out somewhere.
Anywhere. He could be anywhere by this point. And you make a really good point there where it's like, I am all for rehabilitation. I am. But you have to do it properly and you have to do it in a way that makes sense and will protect the innocent people around. Releasing these high risk offenders and then releasing a notice on your social media that says high risk offender in your area does not protect anybody. And a that is not a make sense way of releasing people and rehabilitating people.
And the thing, like, I've had this conversation with multiple people, and then,
Mm-hmm.
people are like, well, it's very costly as a society to have these people be in jail where we have to feed them. We still have to pay people to supervise them.
You know what else is
So,
costly? Um, Young women being murdered and raped.
right.
So
Okay.
I don't care. I don't care how
No.
much it costs. If you listen, don't get me fucking started
Mhm.
because we will go so deep here. But if you look at the amount of waste in government spending, do not tell me that you cannot afford to keep these people behind bars. I have
Right.
no patience for that whatsoever. I have no patience for that. So that's great.
Yeah. Good news
Well,
all around.
yeah, fantastic. Really great to hear. Um, Luck.
And then going into this case, I'm going to talk about another piece of shit that should have never been out and about. So we're just all around going to talk about the idiots of the world.
Yeah,
And
I'm down.
before I talk about the monster, we're going to talk about the victim. I'm certain a lot of you have heard of this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but Athena Presley Monroe Strand was born on May 23rd, 2015. She was 7 years old. Her name, her name, Athena Presley Monroe Strand. Like she would announce it when she would walk into a room, be like, "My
That's
name is
so
Athena
cute.
Presley Monroe Strand." And she was proud of it, you know? And to me
That's
right
so
there, that
cute.
tells me everything I need to know about this little cutie pie.
You know what? I have 2 middle names, and, anytime I ever had to give my full name, like, I'm I'm obviously royalty
Right?
because I
Oh,
have
this
4
little
names.
one, yeah, this one was she was a special kiddo. She
That's
was
cute.
described by her mom as innocent, beautiful, kind, intelligent, and the brightest soul. Athena thrived on drawing, school, and spending time with her loved ones. Her favorite color was pink, and in the photos I'm going to put up, you're going to see her with her little pink boat. Like, she is too cute. She loved to dress like a princess. But this is my favorite part. When she was going to grow up, she wanted to be a Viking princess. Not just a princess, but a Viking princess with lots of tattoos everywhere and hair as long as Rapunzel's.
I'm obsessed.
A girl of my own heart.
Also, who was responsible for not telling me that that was an option when
I
I grew up?
I know, right?
Because, I we need to have words that that was not an
Although
option for me.
I feel like I did really lean into that. Cuz is this story about me? Um Those who knew her said pink matched her personality perfectly. She was never not smiling. She was happy. And even the pastor at a local church said this little girl was just a light. Her life unfolded against the backdrop of a blended family, as is the story of a lot of people nowadays. Her mother, Maitland Gandy, lived in Oklahoma and had primary custody. Her father, Jacob Strand, lived in Paradise, Texas. And Athena split her time between the two homes. Now, she had been granted permission to stay with her father for a semester due to health challenges that kept her from Texas. So,
Okay.
uh, mom, probably just needed a hot minute, just like we all do as moms. So she was going to stay an extra, half a school year with dad.
Okay.
And that is co-parenting beautifully.
Yeah.
Everyone just pitches in. And her mom actually had planned to bring her home to Oklahoma after Christmas.
Okay.
So as soon as Christmas break was over, Boo Boo was going to go back with mom.
Okay.
The package that would ultimately lead to Athena's death was ordered out of innocence and love, a Christmas gift. It was a box of Barbie dolls. The Barbies that were in this box, it was the You Can Be Anything collection. And when I saw, no, guys, this is heart wrenching.
Yeah, I wanna say, like, Ash and I had major discussions about even covering this case
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
because all cases that we talk about for the most part are devastating. Some cases are so disgusting that we have a hard time even bringing it to this platform. But at the end of the day, when we do cases like this that make you sick to your stomach, it's because Athena deserves to be remembered,
Hmm.
and she does deserve to be remembered as the bright, young, vivacious little girl that she was. But we can't forget what she went through in her final hours just because it makes us uncomfortable,
This is it, right?
because
So
that's not fair.
essentially, everyone is preparing for Christmas. As we all
Mhm.
do, we order the presents, they're coming in. this is such an innocent, not something you would second guess in your day to day. Essentially, the Amazon delivery driver is here every day. And I don't ever think twice about who is delivering my parcel
No, no.
because it's such a normal thing.
It's such a normal thing. And it's one of those things that happens so often in our day to day life. Like, I don't remember the last time I went out in my neighborhood and did not see a delivery driver somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just such a normal part of our day to day that we don't think there's any danger there at all.
Well, and this is it. So essentially, we are inviting these delivery drivers to come on our property to
Mhm,
deliver
mhm.
packages.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, we don't know who these fucking people are.
No, and this is okay, so this goes back to and, like, we could have a huge conversation about this, is that we put our trust in the institutions who are hiring these people, vetting these people, looking into these people. We assume you got it under control.
Yeah. So FedEx definitely had no idea who Tanner
Mhm,
Lynn Horner was
mhm.
because this motherfucker is a monster. He was born August 8th, 91. Don't care about his birthday.
No, me neither.
He grew up in the Fort Worth area. Now, his childhood. So we always like to take a little peek into that because it can be telling.
Yeah, I think it's important.
It's important we know, right? So both of Tanner's parents reportedly dealt with substance abuse issues that created a volatile household full of all the shit that comes with addiction. You know, his mother worked as a stripper. That's neither here nor there. The home
Yes,
was,
I want to make sure that we stress that.
yeah,
Um, Being a stripper or a sex worker is a career just like
yep,
everybody else's.
yep,
The thing we're talking about here is more the drug abuse,
yeah. And the volatile, hostile
violence,
environment
and
that
yeah,
this
yeah,
guy.
exactly.
So the home was described as unstable, and he was actually raised largely by his grandmother. His paternal aunt testified that his father was an addict who spent nearly 90% of his life in prison, and that
Hmm.
Horner's childhood was marked by filth and instability. Now, when I read that statement, the filth part, and
Mhm.
I was like, I don't know what that was referencing. So that's what was said. I am not here attacking people's choices because it's not my life, not my decision. You do you. That sounds like a harsh opinion in my, I don't think, I don't know. I didn't like it, but I'm including it.
It's interesting because it sounds like I might have a little bit of a differing opinion than you do on this matter. This is not a judgment. I'm not coming on here to say that if you have and I'm not talking about a dirty home, okay? I have a dirty home right now because I'm in the middle of renos. I'm talking about like chronic filth.
I thought it
It,
was maybe an attack on the lifestyle.
uh,
Maybe
Looking at the photos of his place, I think it was actually
filth.
filth that they're talking about. Like maybe some hoarding, maybe some
Yeah,
where it's just not an environment like that is not conducive to support anyone's mental health. Let's put it
that's
that
right.
way.
That's
And
right.
again, there's no judgment. I know that there are a lot of mental health illnesses that
Mhm.
lead to hoarding, that lead to filthy homes. But I do think there's something to be said about children or young adults who are surrounded by that,
Yeah,
because in order to have a healthy brain, a healthy mind, you do need somewhere that you can go where there's peace.
and not chaotic, yeah,
Exactly. So
100%.
I do think it plays into things occasionally.
Yep. So, I was reading a lot of court docs and all of that, and one of the defense attorneys did speak and say that Tanner's injury, and he said injury, but I'll explain more in a minute, began before he was born. His mother was working as a stripper when she was pregnant, and the only way she was able to get on stage was to drink alcohol during her pregnancy. So,
Yeah. Okay.
like, that's not a good
And
idea. I
it's
judge
not a
that.
good idea. Yeah, it's not a good idea. If you can't stop drinking or abusing drugs during your pregnancy, that's abuse.
Yeah, it's child
You're
abuse.
abusing an innocent child.
Yeah,
So,
100%. So, a retired school psychologist testified that while Tanner was bright enough to attend standard classes, his autism diagnosis required him to spend half the day in behavioral improvement classes. He struggled significantly with peer relationships and had been known to throw some pretty severe temper tantrums.
okay.
His
Okay.
Yeah, so his mother testified he wanted to get along with people, but they weren't interested in having conversations with him, and it was very sad to watch. They didn't like him at all. Bullies picked
Yeah.
on him, which she said caused him to, lash out, hit himself in the head. So
Mhm.
um, there were a lot of things going on here, the bullying, maybe some mental health issues. Then maybe he is on the spectrum and he had a hard time with connection with others. I can honestly tell you right now, I don't fucking care.
Okay, so I'm glad that you said that because we feel bad for the innocent child. Okay,
Of
we do.
course.
I do. I feel bad for the innocent child who obviously did not have a great start to his
Yeah.
life. However, I too don't give a fuck because do you know how many people I know that went through the same thing, if not worse, growing up, and they didn't grow up to do the atrocious fucking thing he did?
I'm going to tell you guys right now, in kindergarten, I didn't speak. I could
Mhm.
speak, but I didn't
Yeah.
speak. And the
Mhm.
teachers were like, something's wrong with her.
Mhm.
I was that weird, awkward kid that I was an only child and I really
Yeah.
struggled, which is strange because I had been in daycare and things like that. So it's not like I wasn't around other kids. I just
Yeah.
had such anxiety as a little person that I didn't know how to get out of my shell enough to feel like I was able to partake in social situations. And it took
Mhm.
me a while to develop that. So, like, I understand, and my heart does
Yes.
go out to children that go through that because I was that child.
Mhm. Mhm.
And really, the red flags nobody acted on show that by 2013, when Tanner was around 21 or 22, he faced 3 separate incidents of sexually assaulting a minor. So now he's an adult and he faced 3 separate fucking incidents. And this all goes back to what we started with in this episode, where it's like, you just keep allowing them. You're just, oh, let's try again.
Yeah,
No,
and we have to start asking as a society, where is the line? Where is
right?
the line? How many times does someone need to reoffend before we realize this is just who they are at their core? They're
Well, and
not going to get better. They're not going to be rehabilitated. This is just who they are. They've shown us over and over again that this is who they are at their core. At what point do we believe them?
right. And here's the thing. People who have like a deviant sexual thing going on,
Mhm.
their crimes will increasingly get worse. This has been proven. This isn't something we're just making up. It's not going to stop.
This is textbook behavior. Textbook behavior. And so again, we ask, what the fuck? Why does this keep happening? How many times does somebody need to reoffend or act a fool or fuck around
Yep,
before before we lock them up, before we say, no, you can't work with the public. No, you can't drive. No, you can't do all of these things because those are privileges in our society. It enrages
absolutely.
me.
So After his arrest, a woman did come forward and stated he had sexually assaulted her when she was 16. His own cousin Billy testified that Horner sexually assaulted him when he was 10 years old. Billy
Like,
also testified that Horner had made comments in the past wondering what it would be like to kill someone. Yep.
well, my PSA for the day. And you know what? I feel like this is a PSA I bring to the table fucking often.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, okay, sometimes Ashley and I are really pissed off at our animals, okay? And we say things like, I could fucking kill him.
Yeah.
He just wrecked the couch, okay? I could fucking kill him. There is a difference between that
Mm-hmm.
and you're chilling with a friend and your friend says, have you ever wondered what it would be like to take a life? And they're
Right?
serious and they're being serious and they're not fucking around. And it's not like, oh my God, I could kill her. You have to tell someone. You have to. It could be your best friend. I don't care. Listen, Ashley has been my best friend for almost 20 years. Okay. If tomorrow we're sitting down, chilling, having a drink, and she says, I've really been feeling like I'm wondering what it would be like to snuff someone out. I love Ashley. I am
Yeah.
literally getting in my car and driving to the police station.
You're like, something's wrong.
You got to look into this.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
and
So,
I don't want to put the responsibility on his cousin because I don't know the details
well,
of
and
what
his
they
cousin
guys
was a victim of him as well.
exactly. So
So there's also
no
that.
harm on you, but
No.
fuck.
By the time, the crime we're going to talk about today comes to a head, Tanner was living in a shed on his mother's property, just steps from the main home where his mom and grandmother lived. He
Mhm.
was working as a contract driver for a company called Big Topspin,
Okay.
which held a contract with FedEx. He had a fiance and a child of his own. And I am not trying to be, listen, if my husband turned around today and said, I want to work at McDonald's for the rest of my life, I'm not married to my husband for money. This is not what I'm
No.
going with.
No.
But you're engaged to a man that lives in a shed? Like,
That's a choice.
it's a choice. You know what? I was like, I'm not judging. I'm judging. I'm judging a little.
No, and here's the thing, like, and I tell Matt all the time, like, I would live in a cardboard box with that
Of
man
course.
and be fucking thrilled.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's not like he was living somewhere before and something bad happened and now he's in the shed. He was always living in the shed.
It's
And the shed is filthy.
and and is that not an indication of like the state of his mental health? Like
I
you,
know. I
you
know.
know.
And this is the
Anyways,
thing. This is what we were talking about earlier. And like, I know there's going to be people that are going to be pissed off, but like, there's always someone pissed off.
well,
Um, like your home is a direct reflection of your state of mind. It just is. I don't make the rules. It just is.
me doing the side to side, I'm like, well,
We're looking at all of our creepy shit in the background. We're like, oh.
I turned my head this way. I was like, the book of serial killers. I turned my head this way. I'm like, well.
But no, it's true. It's true. Like this is the perfect example when I have, I've struggled with depression and anxiety my entire life. And when I have gone through deep bouts of depression, it shows in my home.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right. I want to take you to the day everything changes. So we
Also,
are,
before you go to the day, Ash, we don't often do this, but major, major, major trigger warning. If you
mhm,
don't know this story, we're about to talk about the worst
violence against a
against
little
a
girl.
child.
Yeah. So,
Violence, sexual violence. So if that's not for you, it's okay. Just turn it off now.
yeah. So November 30th, 22, we're in Paradise, Texas. We're about to get into December. People are getting their Christmas stuff
Mhm.
going. it's exciting. It's an exciting time, especially for the little people. And I love seeing the little people around Christmas. So Ashley Strand was Athena's stepmother,
Okay.
described her little stepdaughter as wild. She was like a little wild Viking princess running around the country. And that's what this day was like. Athena's playing, just being a kid. And then a FedEx van pulls up to the property. Tanner was delivering a box of You Can Be Anything Barbie dolls. This was Athena's Christmas present. The box was addressed to Ashley and left by an abandoned trailer on the property. So, brings the box, drops it off. But what happens next is something prosecutors would say anything but an accident. The prosecution's account was the first thing Tanner said to Athena when he put her in the truck was, "Don't scream or I will hurt you." And he said this twice. Tanner's version to police was that he accidentally struck the child with his delivery vehicle while backing out. She wasn't seriously hurt, he claimed, but he panicked, placed her in the van, and tried to break her neck. When that didn't work, he strangled her with his bare hands. Now, I have went through all the audio recordings that the van picked up on. I am not going to include that in our show
No.
because if that's something you do want to find, you can find that. But I don't feel comfortable doing that because this is horrific.
We do this every day.
Mhm.
This is our job. I got through the first minute
Mm.
and I couldn't do it.
So basically, the audio recording from inside the van lasted about an hour, and you can hear Athena screaming during the trial. Jurors were sobbing. After he did what he did, he threw her body over a bridge into water, where she was later found. The next day, Tanner Googled pictures of Athena, including missing posters and crime scene photos. He also searched Paradise Missing Girl and Do FedEx truck cameras constantly record?
Oh,
Athena was reported missing by her stepmother, Ashley, on November 30th. About 300 people registered with the emergency management for the search effort, and it was described as shoulder to shoulder. Like Ashley was on the ball with this. She was like, "No, she is missing. Something is wrong." Detectives determined FedEx had made a delivery to the Strand home during the window where Athena disappeared. So right away they're like, working with big Topspin, investigators obtained van footage showing a young girl inside the van talking to the driver. FBI agents used geofencing with T-Mobile data, and a second device in the area showed the same movement of patterns on Tanner's phone, placing him precisely at key locations. Just 2 days after she disappeared, Tanner was arrested. The same day, investigators found Athena's body about 9 miles from her home. During interrogation, Tanner initially led investigators to the wrong location for her body. He asked to be released from jail for a month to spend Christmas with his family, promising to
you're
reveal
kidding me.
everything that happened in exchange for Christmas with his family.
With all disrespect in my
Mhm.
body, get fucked.
Right, right. He lied about where he dumped her clothes, saying he threw them on the highway because he thought it would be funny. I am not kidding. He later admitted they were in a backpack in the trash at his residence where investigators did find them. He thought it'd be funny. I have the grossest feeling. During interrogation, Tanner referenced an alternate identity for himself he called Zero.
No.
Did you know about this part? He began answering questions through this persona.
No.
Texas Ranger Sergeant Job Espinoza testified his physical demeanor changes. His head goes into a sideways motion. His eyes roll to the back of his head and he pretends to turn it to zero. Like this
From what
guy,
to zero?
like he turns his persona into this
Oh,
other.
into zero. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
Like
picturing like
what?
a dial. I'm like, what are we turning to
What are we
zero?
turning to zero? He turns to zero. I don't know. On day 3 of his trial, Tanner maintained it was zero, not him who killed Athena that day.
Oh, well, then zero lives in you
Yep.
and someone has to pay. So goodbye.
And this, like, I could fucking scream. Like, I do believe, and I truly, like, and a lot of people might not believe in it. I do believe in multiple personalities, and I do believe in all of that.
Same.
But I don't fucking care. That's part of you. Sorry.
I don't care if there are 1,200 people living inside of you.
Yep.
If one of them assaults and murders a child, you're all going to jail.
It's gross, and I honestly don't believe it. I think he was grasping.
I don't either. I
I
think
think
here's the thing. If it wasn't him and Zero is this awful, terrible alternate person that lives inside of him, um, why were you Googling what you were Googling afterwards?
yeah.
Because it doesn't sound like Zero would have given a fuck about whether the FedEx camera caught everything.
No, he was looking for a fucking plea, and that's
Yeah.
all that was.
Yeah. No,
So,
I don't believe that for him.
fuck him.
Mhm.
So, the trial starts on April 7th, 2026. Just as his trial was set to begin, Tanner pleads guilty to capital murder. Jurors were basically tasked to decide his punishment after hearing nearly a month of testimony, including the audio of Athena's final moments inside the delivery van. And let me tell you, if you don't want to listen to it, and I highly recommend you don't,
Yeah, I would not.
there are parts in this video where she says, "Are you a kidnapper?" She cries for her mom. She's screaming. She is fighting for her life. This little girl fought for her life.
Yeah.
Okay. Tanner's DNA was found under her fingernails. Tanner's DNA was found in places Tanner's DNA should not have been on a little girl.
Yeah.
This piece of shit brutally sexually assaulted a child, strangled her to death, all while she fought for her life and cried for her mom. And he comes at us with, "It wasn't me, it was an alternate fucking personality." Fuck you.
Yeah, I really don't care. I really don't care.
Right. And like these jurors, like, I'm sorry, my heart goes out to everyone, but all I could think of is you don't ask to be on jury duty.
No, I know.
And these poor people had to sit and listen
Yeah.
to this baby's final moments. Her parents
Yeah.
had to sit in a courtroom, her grandparents, and listen to this baby crying for her life.
Yeah. It's
So
terrible. It's actually aw- awful.
it's horrible. Uh Tanner denied ever sexually assaulting her. And I was like, you couldn't even fucking admit what you did, you piece of shit.
Of course not. Of course not.
Your DNA tested positive in the rape kit they did on this baby. And you couldn't even admit to it because you're such a garbage fucking person that you couldn't even say what you did because you are that much of a fucking coward that you prey on innocent victims, on children, and you couldn't even say it.
So I want to have a quick discussion with you about this because we see this all the time. And the theory is that a lot of people who are caught don't want to be labeled as a rapist or a pedophile. And the reason why, what I have read and what we've been told over and over and over again is because in prison, they
Oh,
are dealt a very, very shitty hand. But I've recently started to think there's got to be more to it where it's so deprived Doing
Mhm.
that, especially to a child, is such a fucked up thing that goes against everything that as a human being you like. I've never understood how someone can go against their natural instincts and their natural intuition to do that to a child.
I think they're
And
not going against their instinct, though.
I know. So this is the thing, and obviously, like, we could talk for 3
Yeah.
hours about that right there, but it's always bothered me that these people will be like, "Yeah, I killed her. Yeah, I shot her in the face. Yeah, I stabbed her in the chest." But the minute that someone's like, "And did you rape her?" They're like, no.
Oh, I
No.
would never.
What
I
the
know. I could
fuck?"
fucking scream. And
That has always bothered me.
like, I've always said, like, I would have loved to be a criminal lawyer, but I probably would have been on the prosecution side because I
Mm.
could not.
How? And
No.
I this is no shade to
Everyone
defense
deserves
lawyers.
legal
You gotta do your
counsel.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But, like, hats off to you guys because I couldn't do
Well,
it.
and because his defense attorney, they literally argued autism, lead poisoning, fetal alcohol syndrome, like traumatic upbringing that reduced his moral culpability. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching this play out and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? We have Billy who takes the stand, who is like, I was 10, he sexually assaulted me, he said he wanted to, and yet they're still trying, you know? The whole thing, it was hard to watch. It was disgusting. I actually had to get up and kind of do the shakeout a couple times where I was like,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah, yeah.
So after 19 days of testimony, both sides rested and the closing arguments were delivered. The jury deliberated for about 2.5 hours, and they did find there was a probability Tanner would commit criminal violence and remain a continuing threat to society. They said there was nothing in the crime in his background to warrant life without parole. So Tanner was sentenced to death by lethal injection. Bye.
Arrivederci.
Yeah. Sometimes the shit that comes out of your mouth, I can't.
Listen,
Um,
I am hyped up on cold meds, okay? You're gonna get what you're gonna get. Yeah,
uh,
bye.
but
Not even bye. Like,
okay, so and here it is. For me, I'm like, did you just give him a gift?
no, I mean, this is my opinion. This is literally just my opinion based on my upbringing and what I believe and what I don't believe. He cannot be on this earth. He cannot.
Yes,
He can't.
100%. We have no fucking place for monsters like this. But then I'm
No.
also like, he's gonna die by lethal injection. That
Mhm,
is such an, and I say this lightly, please don't come for me, but that
mhm.
is such an easy fucking way to go.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, this is a conversation that we could probably talk about for 3 hours and we would
Mm,
probably piss off literally half of our listeners. But we always bring the tough questions and the tough conversations to the forefront. And it's like, is that fair? Is that fair to Athena? Is that fair to her parents?
I know.
Is it fair that he just gets an injection and then he's gone?
Yeah. Where Athena suffered immensely.
Was terrified, suffered horrific, horrific things that her body would
Mhm.
have done trying to fight being
Mhm.
strangled. Um,
I
this is a
struggle with
tough
this
one.
one.
Yeah,
Yep.
I struggle with this one, and I know, we have such great conversations with our chaos crew, our members group.
Yeah.
And this has come up a couple times, and we all have differing opinions about it. And I am so respectful of everyone's opinion on the death
Yes.
penalty. I really am. I may stand over here and
Mhm.
believe that I think it's case by case. There are
Yep.
cases where it is necessary. You may stand over here and believe that that's never the case. And I respect that. I really do.
100%.
But man,
I
in
know.
cases like this, I I might respect where you're coming from, that you don't think he should be on death row, but I don't understand it.
I don't think so. Here's my problem with death row.
Mhm,
They are put in a completely different area. Death row inmates are not with the general population of the prison.
mhm,
And
mhm, mhm.
to me, that is so unfair because let him go with general pop. Let them fucking show him what happens to people who
Yeah,
do that to kids.
yeah, like, why are we protecting these people up until the time of death? I know, oh, girl, I know,
Like, that's all I can do. Like, I just shake when I think about it. I'm like, is this the system is so broken in so many ways. Whether you
I
believe in the death
know.
penalty or not, he shouldn't have any type of protection because there was no one there to protect Athena in those moments. There was no one to protect her. Fuck you.
Yeah, 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 I know, I know, I know, I know. This is so tough. This is so
Yes.
tough.
So, as we close, I just want to say I am so incredibly sad and heartbroken for
Mhm,
this family and for Athena and her parents. I can't imagine what this has been like and what they've been through.
mhm.
I can only hope that you know that your baby is okay. She's okay. You know, she is loved. And if you can just hold peace with that, that's all you can hope for in situations like this.
Yeah, and I truly believe that, whether you believe in heaven and hell, whether you believe in just another realm, an afterlife, Athena feels no pain. Wherever she is, she's not in pain. And I believe girl is having the time of her life.
Girl is
Never a
dancing in
worry.
her little
Yeah,
Viking princess hat. Yep.
honestly, honestly. Ashley,
I'm sorry.
I know. And again, like we said at the beginning of the episode, like we do these cases that are really fucking hard to talk about
Mhm.
because she deserves to be spoken about. Despite the fact that we as adults can't look at it. Um,
Yep. It's
why
hard
does
to
she
look
deserve
at.
less? Why does she deserve less just because the brutality of the end of her life?
Yep.
And so we don't do these all the time. We know that they're really hard to listen to, they're really hard to look at, but from time to time we have to. We have to remember these victims. There are no words for her parents, so I'm not even gonna
No.
pretend other than I do think about you all very
Yep.
often, and I do put out into the universe love and peace for all of you, and that's all we can say. That's all
We
we
can
can
say.
say. Well, Ashley, thank you so much for talking about Athena,
Yes.
because we don't wanna forget
You're
about
very
her.
welcome.
She
Nope.
was here for a reason. She was a
Yep.
light in this world, and despite her not physically being here anymore, that light needs to continue to shine for
Agreed.
generations and generations. So, thank you, my love. I'm gonna go have a Neocitrin and maybe a rest.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay, we'll see you all on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Bye
Bye.
bye.